Hey everybody, this is Stephanie from WDW Magazine, and I am here today at the Animal Kingdom Lodge house, and I'm looking out on the savannah here in the main part of the lodge. But why I'm reporting to you today is actually, that's my husband right there. His name is Danny. But why I'm reporting today because I just had the chance to do the Sense of Africa tour here, which happens really early in the morning. We had to be here at 6:45 a.m. and the tour actually happens from about 7 a.m. till 10:30 a.m. in the morning. This is a fairly new tour. It just started this past April, and it's one of the pricier tours here at Disney. It's about $249 a person. There are discounts for annual pass holders or DVC members. Anyway, so I'm very, very excited to tell you about what I experienced this morning. This was an amazing, amazing tour, and it's about 3.5 hours long. So you start at the Sunset Lounge in Jumbo House. You meet everybody on your tour. It's a maximum of 12 people. There were 12 people on my tour today, all very lovely people. And then you head downstairs to Boma, where you meet a bunch of different cultural ambassadors who tell you about where they're from in Africa and how the food and the decor and ceremonies and rituals around eating and creating spaces for people to live all impacted the design and the menu choices there. And then you all eat at a communal table together, and they actually prepared a few special dishes. They made a special sausage that's not really on the regular menu there. I might get the pronunciation wrong, but it's I think called a Boerewors sausage, and it is very delicious and flavorful, and that's served with a very thick butternut squash pap, which is kind of like a cornmeal mixture, and these teeny tiny little cinnamon donuts that are so delicious. We had some little bacon rosemary scones also, and Kenya press pot coffee. Of course, they bring along jungle juice, and then we had a chance to enjoy the whole buffet before we headed out for our big tour, which was amazing. So we headed out from Jambo House to like open top safari vehicle, similar to what you'd see on Kilimanjaro Safari or the Wild Africa Trek, and we went out to the Kidani Village, Savannah, I guess it's called, and there, our first stop was actually at the Okapi barn, and I wasn't allowed to take pictures in the backstage area, so actually in the barn, but I do have some pass photos that'll be coming that I'll share with you. But we actually got to participate in observing and then engaging with the animal, observing as they were training the animal. So we met Olivia, the Okapi, and we got to pet her. She was so soft and beautiful. We got to feed her some lettuce and some browse and other things that she really likes to eat before we headed on to the giraffe barn, where we met 3 different giraffes. We saw a 4th, but she didn't want to come and play with us today, which is okay. They don't force the animals to do anything that they don't want to do, so she wanted to stay outside, and that was fine. I got to feed a giraffe named Ziles and another giraffe named Luna, and they were so very, very sweet. They loved seeing people. They were so curious about us, and it's really great for the people on the tour to help with these kinds of things. It's desensitizing the animals towards when strangers come. So if there's vets come or new people, new trainers come, they're very used to the people they see every day, but they need to learn to interact with humans without being too scared, and they're very sheepish kind of animals to begin with. So we did that, and then we were actually lucky enough to head outside and encounter some ostriches who we also got to feed. And then we got to head into the barn for the River Hogs, who are small, little. They're not quite as big as a warthog. They don't have the big tusks, but they're very animated and curious as well. And we got to see some medical training procedures, and then we got to actually assemble little snacks and hide them in their play area so that they could go and discover some new treats and some new areas, and it's part of their enrichment program to give them new things and teach them to play. And then we hopped back on the savannah, and we rode through the Kidani savannas and the Jumbo House savannas, and we got let off here. This is a very short review, and I will be giving you a fuller response. Angela, I see your question is this a backstage tour for Animal Kingdom? It's a backstage tour at Animal Kingdom Lodge. You do not need to be staying here to take part in the tour, but you do need to book well in advance. I believe booking opens up 180 days in advance. I booked several months ago, and I had 3 possible dates. They only do it on Tuesday and Saturday mornings, so I had 3 possible dates on my trip, and only 1 date was booked. I believe I booked this in May, September now, so that should tell you something. But a lot of the special tours at Animal Kingdom Lodge are only for people who are staying here, so it's really nice that the special one is open up to any Disney guest, or any guest in general. If you live in Orlando, you're not staying at the Disney resort, you can certainly book this as well. It was amazing. I don't even think that I can express to you how lucky I feel to have been able to take part in this. There's nothing that I can say that can tell you what it's like for a giraffe to lean his little head over and eat some sweet potatoes or some leaves out of your hand, and oh, they're just so sweet. One licked me. It was nice. But you learn all sorts of very educational things, all about the Disney Conservation Fund. You actually also get a little special limited edition Sense of Africa pin, and they give everybody a nice water bottle. There you go, all different colors. I got pink, because pink's my favorite color. And yeah. I am now, after my big morning trek, a little bit peckish, so I'm going to head to the Mara and get some zebra domes, because that's what you do when you're at the Animal Kingdom Lodge.